was shaking his head down the phone. Like everyone now, he keeps repeating, who knows?
Okay, so that was a bit shorter than usual, so we're jumping right in. Just let me figure out what I'm doing here. I've got so many slides because I've got fabulous Leon. But before we do, I've been writing essays for the last few years and just putting them on Substack. And John Stapleton from Sense of Place Publishing, he used to be a Sydney Morning Herald reporter for like 30 years, and that's his publishing book anyway. He approached me to publish it, and we've just got the first copies there. That's so it's Goodbye Road. It's a bit blurry, but that was taken on the literally about minutes before these thugs, Victoria Police, shot Matt Lawson. And so it's just essays. If you've got people you want to show off an alternative history to your friends, you want to send them something. This is an alternative history of COVID. Here it is there, and the link's there if you want to get it. So we're plugging these things for Christmas because we know after Christmas people are very out of money, and we're just trying to survive. Really, it's like that last guy said. It's very hard to make money doing this, and it takes so much work. So yeah, so it's been selling like hotcakes today, which is fantastic. And if you contact us now, because these are the first ones, we can sign it for you if you wish, that is. So yeah, anyway, there it is. Okay, now I'm going to bring in our fabulous pharmacist, Lee, the people's pharmacist. Here he is. G'day, Lee.
Hi, Michael. Thanks for having me.
How's life in Darwin this week?
Oh, hot.
Hot? I bet, man. What's it got up to?
I don't know, in the 30s, but it's a humid and hot. We have a little bit of rain, which is quite unusual.
Yeah,
it should be the build up, little bit of rain, and then hits up all the steam and everything.
Yeah, cool. All right,
you are artist now.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious. I've been selling it's I can't believe it. I've been selling albums. The album's been selling, which is really lovely. And now and these we just got these in today. So they got the bee free underneath now. So you can get it with the bee or without the bee, and that's it. I just think it's very uplifting. And so you go to cafelockout.com in the shop, there's the bee stuff there. So yeah, and we're just trying to get some business underneath this business, and might be doing it with your products too, just so there's a way for the people to support us as we go. If they like what we do, we go forward, Anyway, but yourself, what are we deciding to talk about this week?
This week, we're talking about what continuation from the last time about previously we talked about was it brain fog and what do you call neurodegeneration in more specific context. And today we talk about what is the main reason of it. It's quite interesting, So we're talking about more like a fish aquarium in terms of the analogy is interesting.
Okay. I'm just retweeting this. I found it retweeted on Twitter. You get some as ask. I'm just doing now. So we're going to do something different tonight. Ask Lee any question. So we're going to do about, we're at least got a presentation. It's going to go for about 45 minutes, maybe an hour. And then there's going to be a Q&A. So if you have questions to ask for Lee, put them up. We'll star them, and then we'll go from there as the show goes. And I agree, Deborah. And so there's Lee. Deborah is a nurse of 42 years, and she just loves the nights with you. So
thanks,
this
Deborah.
is really cool. Yeah. So now, how do you want to start this, mate?
We can just start it. Sorry?
Number one, the brain aquarium.
Yeah, flushing the fog now. So we're talking about flushing the stuff, understanding how our brain works in this area, cleaning system. It's fundamental.
I never knew the brain had a cleaning system. That is
I never knew
incredible.
as well. I just discovered that a couple of years only. We have lymphatic
Really?
system, right? The cleaning system
Yeah.
for our whole body. But the brain, they found out there's no lymphatic system in there. They have this system
Wow.
called glymphatic system. Because remember, what do you call microglia? All these
Yeah.
brain neurons, they have their cleaning system. That's why they call glymphatic system.
So it's a
It's a
completely
quite a
different
new
system
discovery, by the way.
just for the brain. And it's a new
Yes,
discovery.
it's quite a new
Wow.
discovery. Looking back, not many decades only before. It's quite a new discovery. Yeah.
Well, I did see something recently. Somebody was asking a scientist, how much do we know about the body? Is it 70%? Is it 50%? And he said, I'm not even sure it's 10%. He said, we know things, but there's so much about the body we don't know. Isn't that incredible
Yeah.
after all these years of
Yeah.
science?
Yeah. It shows how detailed your bodies are, how
Yeah.
complex the systems. There are a lot
Yeah.
of systems to protect it from fail safe. So if someone develop a disease, all this is already a period of time. You have a dysfunction, imbalance of system for a period of time even before it even cause a dysfunction.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just going to try and get us back on this. One of our pages dropped out. So, okay. So let's get cracking. Start. Do you want number one up?
Yeah. So you can just put number one up.
The brain aquarium. We have an
I
aquarium for a
I
brain.
like to call this like a brain aquarium literally, because it literally soaked with our cerebral spinal fluid. The one goes
Yeah.
through your spine and all this. You see, there is like it's a very intelligent design, because that one also makes as like a shock absorber because of liquid. See,
Wow.
so it can absorb shock even in our head and all this. It's a unique design, and
So
you
it's
see that.
designed to absorb shock. So it's
Yes,
designed to
well,
be hit
and
by
also
something if you fall over.
to clean, because it's like aquarium water. You need to clean the water. The water needs to flow, go through filtration system, and then you can get a good clean water, and then the fish will live. I used to keep quite a lot of ornament fish and all this, so I understand about that. And if
Yeah.
you see that, this is a very interesting, looks like aquarium as well to me. You
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
see that
Yeah.
on the left hand side is where the red color is your arteries from the brain. Yeah,
Oh, yes.
it passed
Yes.
through, and then it's bathed by this cerebral spinal fluid, and there is a small what they call channels called aquaporins. Our brain
Okay.
is so in need of bathing with liquid water, I mean like fluid, that it needs to have own channels. And these aquaporins, it's very important to move water and any solid it carries around to clean the aquarium in the brain. Looks like it. So you can see that it moves from left to right around all your brain cells and all this, and then it comes up from the other end, and then it cleans it. But for it to
Wow.
enter into this tube, these veins, it needs to
Yep.
go through another what they call aquaporins. So it's a water channels that allow it to go in and out. This concept is very important. That's why hydration is so important for the brain.
Yeah.
This by
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
And you can see that how it clears the waste, and then it goes down to lymphatic system. So this is under physiological condition. When you're under inflammation states, then your aquaporins can be less efficient. Sometimes it can become less expressed. So you have less of it. So you got less of the channel to flow through. And then you can have inflammation that also cause the surrounding to swells up, to slow down the fluid that's flowing through.
Yeah.
So you can see all this, it starts to makes the water more cloudy because of other aggregates. It can be any byproducts of the cell, because it can be brain cells, the byproduct metabolites and all this. In particularly is the one that neurons break down all this. We call the tau proteins, or these amyloid fibrils. We talk about all this. If you have a healthy cleaning system like the lymphatic system, literally it will just clean it out. 80 to 90% clearance every time compared to. But this thing happens only when you are asleep, most effectively. I'll explain why. This is why sleeping is so important.
Yeah.
By today, you will understand how important sleep is. And I read one article, one of the journal, one of the scientists mentioned that it's stuck in my mind is the Alzheimer disease is a what do you call a dirty brain disease.
So the plumbing's not working.
Dirty brain disease.
Yeah, so the
And
channels
it
are blocked.
makes total sense once we
Yeah.
explore this. Yeah. And
So
then
that's why if you have a really good sleep, you wake up in the morning, you feel so refreshed. That's because your brain is actually being completely cleaned and refreshed.
exactly. And we will go through the process of it as well. To see
Amazing.
the process, some of it. Yeah. So so when you have stagnation, of course, you tend to have things that easily deposit and form bonds, form what do you call bonds, reactions towards surrounding tissues like brain tissues and all this. That's how it causes these fibrils to grow. By the
Okay.
way, including flushing out spike proteins. How about that? Because
My
it
God.
is in your liquid phase. It's in all the
Yeah.
brains. It's shown that in the previous one we showed that it has been deposited in this area in some people, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And with this kind of lymphatic system that keeps flowing, especially if you know how to make sure it keeps flowing all every day, then it cleans it every day, 24 hours a day. No, not 24 hours a day during your sleep cycles.
Yeah.
Then you will have your brain is considered very healthy, easier to maintain, because this is the most important part.
Yeah.
Because if you don't clean your trash, just like I mentioned to someone, why gut health so important is because if you have any form of constipation, it's a matter of time you get a lot of problems with diseases. You just don't take out your trash. So
Yeah.
the brain, you still need to take out your trash. The we have lymphatic system to take out the trash also in our bloodstreams.
I think
But
my brain's full of trash.
yeah, in the brain, you have this one. So this one we want to explore. So we can see that how it works is, let me see if there are any, do you want to bring out the slide 2A first?
Sure.
So let's zoom in.
2A.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when you zoom in, you can see that this is one of the blood vessels. You can see that this is called astrocytes. It's one of the neurons. And at the end feet of astrocyte, that clinging, hugging on this blood vessel, that is the aquaporins that matters to move the fluid from one side to the other.
Okay.
So on the left-hand side is the one that is working astrocyte that is only concentrated the aquaporin channel, which is the water channels, along the blood vessels. So it has more of it on the side and not significant on the other side. So
Yes.
this is a healthy blood vessels, a healthy cleaning system. On the
Yeah.
right-hand side is when you start to have inflammation, dysfunctional astrocyte will go through later. Then you will have less of the aquaporins, means less of the water can pass through the what they call cerebrospinal fluid. I keep talking about aquarium, pass through to flush out.
Yeah.
It is that simple, the principle. But there are a lot of factors can cause things happen on the right hand side that cause it to dysfunction and reduce the ability to clear.
Yes.
That's what
It's
we want to
miraculous.
explore. Yeah,
It's so miraculous. It's incredible.
it is
You know?
that simple though. I'm glad that it is quite simple. Means that to
Yeah.
deal with this neurodegenerative disease is not that difficult. Like, oh, how to stop it from not able to see the fibrils, all this. If you emphasize more on
Cool,
get a good
Jason.
flush every day, then you will have brain constipation. I like that one. I think it's
Yeah,
a good
but bring that
you can
comment
mention.
back. That was a hilarious comment.
Yeah.
Do people who have shit for brains suffer from brain constipation?
By the way, you can actually have studies to measure that the lymphatic how well they works. We'll go a little bit that one as well later. So it can be measured. So it's
Okay.
not just something that you're guessing on it. And
Yeah.
your sleep every day, when you have a good sleep, we call it deep sleep, you clear 90 to 80% of it compared to when you're awake. You're awake, you literally don't do this cleaning. It's like when you have a house, you can't entertain a guest and then you sweep the floor at the same time.
Yeah, that's right. I see. Yeah.
That's why I like it when I saw one of the doctors explaining this lymphatic. He said that you can't do both. You can do one at a
Yeah.
time only.
So you
So
can entertain or you can clean.
yes, so you need to know which one. And then we go to, let me see. You can just leave it that way. That's fine. I don't have a picture for this one. Now we want to talk more about what long COVID affect this lymphatic system. It does affect, unfortunately. So
Okay.
the study shows long COVID, when they affect the lymphatic system, it also affect, one of the studies shows affect the frontal cortex. Your frontal cortex, which is your executive function, decision making, planning, your memory area, or personality even.
Yep.
These are all can become sluggish. Now you can see why you got brain fog as well.
Yeah.
The study shows that they call it like a trifecta of the problems. So one thing is when you have this long COVID, they found out that you lost the aquaporin polarity. Means that instead of concentrating, hugging the blood vessels, the aquaporins, it's scattered all around.
Oh, I see, like that in that.
That's the one on the right hand side one. This is what long COVID can do. And that's why the pumping, the moving of the fluid become less ability to flush because less entry point, less of it.
Is this why they think it's causing early onset dementia? Because it's actually clogging up the brain. The brain can't clean itself.
Any kind of neurodegenerative, it is clogging, some form of clogging to start off with.
Wow.
And then if it's not moving, when it's not moving, you can form sediments and all this stuff.
Yeah.
You can form deposits and all this, and things are not moving, like rivers and all this. So it's the same as if you don't have movement, this reactive breakdown of these proteins from your neurons, they actually are quite reactive to form bonds. Especially we talked about the last time is the spike protein causing the seeding of it. But if you have the flow, the flushing every day, chances are it is flowing. You find very hard to have contact together something if it's flowing, right? You keep separating something each other apart. That's why flowing rivers or flowing waters are cleaner waters in general. Yeah. And this is the first thing to discover. And then they discover the microgliosis, which is inflammation of your microglia. We know about it last time. Nothing special, that one. Cause the brain to be barrier to leaks and all this. And then the astrogliosis, which is the astrocytes, becomes inflamed, swollen. That will also affect your blood-brain barrier as well. So you see, these are all make it leaky. So when it's leaky, also you can find hard to move it to the right directions because it is going to other places.
So it's just stagnating.
Wow.
And
they have these studies called DTIALPS. It's a long study. Basically, they use PET. I think it's a PET scan or some kind of MRI scan, literally your brain. They put some kind of dye or something that is harmless, so that when they scan your brain, they can see how you clean your brain and all this. They literally can see it, like how it moves and all this. Their colors and all this to show. So they find out that those people with mild COVID, you can look it up. All this is in study.
Yeah, no, I believe you.
They have the brain cleaning system that slows down. That those people, even mild COVID, what they find out, they have their brain cleaning, that lymphatic slows down even 4 months after you have infection. So they still measure it. It's a measurable thing. And then older people have more significant impact. Makes sense because they already have other factors that involved in it. And then the myelin sheath as well. We talked about it last time. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And these are all. That's why if you look at previously what we mentioned, all this, when you add up all this, that's why it becomes very significant. All of this into someone's health. And then they found out that the right side of the brain affects more. Somehow I haven't taken time to find out why. The right side of the brain, when the cleaning become lax, like slow down, the thinking memory drops more than the left side. So it's not symmetric. So it's something, I don't know whether it's a coincident thing, but this is what they measure.
Yeah.
But at the end, you need to know that it affects your memory, your faculty, how you're thinking, all this. It sounds to me more like brain fog. All they mentioned, it can cause brain fog because the toxicity build up of what they call spike proteins, and also your amyloid fibrils, these two. And then we talk about other things that involve this lymphatic flow as well. Okay, can you put out slide 2?
Yep.
This is another amazing thing as well. Okay, this is from neurovascular, from a surgeon journals and all this.
Okay.
Interesting stuff they explain. I like to find information that can help to explain things better.
Yeah, it's
So,
incredible.
yeah, I like this cartoon and everything. Makes so easy. You can see that
Yeah.
on the the blood vessels that's flowing down.
Yep.
In a normal blood pressure, it has certain rhythm it generates. It can say frequencies. Yeah, it's called arterial pulsation. If you go details, they talk about some of the frequencies and all this, because not every frequency generated, it can produce the kind of good flow.
Okay.
So your blood pressure actually matters for your lymphatic clearance. That's what I'm trying to say. And
Yeah.
there's a YouTube that when I first found, they did a mouse study on live feed of those lymphatic clearance, whether you have high blood pressure or low blood pressure. You can see the fluid with the contrast, neon contrast kind of ink to see it flow. It's very interesting. But that one is a YouTube video. I can put it later on, maybe in the Patreon. But
Yeah.
you can see that when you flow this blood through, it creates some kind of what you call arterial pulsation. So between your blood vessels, your cranials, it like have pulses.
Yeah.
That's why when you have throbbing headaches, these are very rapid pulses. That
Oh,
you can
okay.
feel it. Yes.
Yeah.
This is pulsing of it. And it can be some of the blood vessel condition in the brain also can cause that as well.
Mhm.
So you can see that when it flows through, the blood pressure on the bottom, it creates such a vibration waves, you see.
Mhm.
That's how it push the fluid from one side to the other side, convection flow.
So it vibrates it there almost.
Yes, this is how it push, because before that I can't imagine how does it do one side on the other side, and
Yeah. How's it
just flow.
how's it push it
Now
there?
I realize that it is like a what you call if you're talking about digestive tract, they call peristaltic waves, like a
Okay.
waves kind of thing. That this one
Yeah.
also the same in terms of, but it's a blood pressure, and you just push it and
And
flows
this is
through that.
happening without most of us on the planet even knowing. And it's just happening all
Exactly,
the
and we
time.
just found out not too long ago this stuff, lymphatic, how they clear, because it's so complicated, you see.
Yeah.
And most likely they have a machine to measure and this, and so they understand. They call arterial pulsation that drives the cerebral spinal fluid flow. So if you have a high blood pressure, let's say,
Mhm.
first thing, your frequency, the wave will not be a proper wave that can push it. And then you tend to have stiffness of arteries because of high blood
Okay.
pressure. Like you have your pipe, if it is stiff, when you do gardening, some of the stiff pipe, it put the pressure, turn it higher.
Mm.
If you got a new hose and all this flexible, all this, it tends not to have too much pressure. That's why you put resistance on it, it shoots up the water.
Yeah.
So the stiffness of arteries affect the weak pumping as well. That's why your blood pressure affects your brain cleaning system. So with long COVID plus hypertension, if you have it, which many people have it, you get
Yeah.
double hit on your blood cleaning, what do you call the lymphatic cleaning system.
And this could this work to brain fog?
It can affect, but I think more towards this kind of thing, maybe towards a headache.
Okay.
We got
Yep.
a lot of people have migraine and headaches,
Yeah,
and
lots of people.
it's to do with your brain blood pressure also. What they call cranial cranial hypertension or something. I can't remember the terms they use. And it is possible that long COVID, because we see quite a lot of headaches and all these migraines, their nature maybe because of this as well,
Mm.
and it affects your cleaning system. Yeah. So now we look at
And this is
probably
deep in. Looking at number 8, this stuff is really deep inside your brain.
they just point to the brain. Yeah, this is a part of
Yeah.
it. Probably they see the part of the brain has bigger blood vessels, so they can see.
Yeah.
But throughout your brain that has any blood vessels, they have this kind of structure to push
Okay.
this kind of fluid to next to the adjacent to the next one, and then the clear through lymphatic vessels you see on the top there.
Amazing.
So this is how it works. It's so amazing. And
Yeah, it's
now
incredible.
Now you look at slide 3A. We see a comparison.
Yep. Is that it?
So this is how the healthy brain, you have equal amount or similar amount of these aquaporins on both sides from these astrocytes. You can see that they don't have many of those amyloid beta plaque hanging around because the clearance is better. But when you have things like Alzheimer's starts to develop, you start to have waste accumulation, you can see.
Yeah, I can see it there.
And then you look at the very small aquaporins, it become very few, both sides.
Yeah,
So
I
you
can
cannot
see.
pump from one side to another side, and you cannot move it efficiently. And this thing, if you don't deal with it, it will become worse and worse. That's why they say that you can't do much about it when it starts to have the clinical symptoms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So dirty brain. Alzheimer's is having a dirty brain.
Wow. It makes a lot of sense once I understand
Yeah.
this glymphatic cleaning system. Yeah. And then if you see, let me see, probably we talk about the, maybe slide 5 first. That's very interesting, this one.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
Yes, that's the one. So this is how also it affects when you sleep and when you're awake. When you're awake, your brain cells are all active. They're metabolically active. They're doing their stuff. And they are bigger in terms of their volume because they are doing the activities, metabolic and everything. So they need to be active. Yeah. And when you are sleeping, literally they shrink up to 60%. Your brain literally shrinks when you're sleeping. So
It
that,
shrinks. So my brain shrinks when I'm sleeping.
yes. And on the left hand side, you can see that the interstitial volume of the fluid increases. Because
Yeah.
why? Remember, you need to make
It's
way for
clean.
the fluid to clean from left to right. Right?
Yeah.
So
So all
so
the
it needs
office
to
workers
shrink.
have gone and the
They're
cleaners are in just
sleeping.
going office to office cleaning everything.
Yes. So
Wow.
you see, impossible when you're awake to clean because it's so crowded.
Yeah. It's too
So much
busy.
resistance. It's
Yeah.
impossible because the fluid that passed through is so little
Yeah.
because it's not the time. But when they shrinks at nighttime when you're sleeping, then it clears it easily. You get the best cleaning, up to 80 to 90% compared to when you're awake. Here you go. So that's why I say if you
You've
don't
just made
sleep,
me realize why sleep's so important. It's
oh
incredible.
yeah, the sleeping is the most important physiology function that body needs to do.
Incredible.
And look at the slide 4. We go to sleep stages, then we understand more about the sleep.
Slide 4. Okay. Yep. Sleep stages.
Okay, so you can see that these are general sleep stages when
Yep.
it's awake, and then when it's what do you call a stage 3 to 4 sleep. It goes by wave. So ideally, you want to have the sleep that is stage. I mean, like even when you're starting to doze off, you have, because the what they call the interstitial fluid starts to expand. You have more room for the fluid to flow. It's starting to have better flow just because of no traffic. Just
Yeah.
like nighttime, no traffic in the road.
Yeah.
So,
I get it.
so you
So
have a
clever.
lighter sleep, the slightly milder flow, and then when you reach the most important part is the stage 3 sleep, at least the entry, the deepest one. It's called the deep sleep. There is a
Yeah.
peak flow of detox, the peak flow of the lymphatic. There is 80 to 30%, 80 to 90% of clearance.
Wow.
So deep sleep. So now I realize that if I even need to sleep, I need to achieve that deep sleep because even some medicine, it makes you sleep, but it doesn't make you have deep sleep.
Yeah,
I
I
haven't
understand.
looked it up, everything, anesthetic or whatever. They do have certain ability to help you to sleep, all the benzodiazepine, all this, but I'm not
Yeah.
sure whether is it a deep sleep because I do read before that it gives certain quality of sleep, but not necessarily deep sleep.
Yeah,
So
I've
there
heard
are
that too.
difference of the recovery. That's why some people they don't feel refreshed even though they sleep.
Yes.
One
Yeah.
of the
Wow.
reason is because you don't have that part of sleep that is clears your body of all the congestions and clogs and stuff. Yeah. So deep
Nice.
sleep. Remember the deep sleep. Just to
And the
know.
deep sleep is not the whole night; it's just parts of the night. If you're looking at
Like
this thing,
let's say you 8 hours of sleep, you can see how many it is. You do a lot,
yes,
but you need to have. But it adds up. Of course, there's a N2 stage as well. Stage 2, it does as well, because as long as it starts to shrink, your metabolic activity in your brain reduces.
yeah,
Because, and then that's why. That's one thing also I realized that that's from quite a while ago. For prediction of cardiovascular risk, there is one independent risk factor, the risk that predict cardiovascular risk events is the dipping of your blood pressure before you sleep, about 10%. That's from a cardiologist I learned years ago. They say why people get heart attack early in the morning. One of the reasons because of if you don't dip your blood pressure means that you are still under high cortisol level even while you sleep. And chances are you
okay,
don't get deep sleep, and you might get broken sleep even.
yeah,
Wake ups and
yeah.
all this because of adrenals
With
is
sleep
kicking in.
apnea and stuff that they talk about.
Yeah, yeah. And all this will put stress on you that you don't have enough sleep that's proper to clear your brain of all the stress and
Yeah,
everything. Yeah. So
yeah.
the blood pressure, it's very important in this sense. Then we know why just now as well when we look at the arterial pulsation.
We all
Yeah.
know that, though. To be honest, we all know you wake up and say, "Oh my God, I had a great sleep," and now we know why. You had a deep cleanse.
You have a deep cleanse, literally. You don't need
Yeah,
specific herbs and all this. You just need to have sleep.
yeah. I'm just
You
gonna
have
say
something to help
after
you,
about
of course you can.
just to the audience, after about 45 minutes, once we're in or an hour, Lee's going to stop the presentation. If you've got any questions, get them ready or just put them in. We're going to have anything you want us to discuss from there on. But this is first his presentation about clearing brain fog. It's
Yeah,
fascinating. So sorry, Lee, let's keep going.
yeah. Now, okay, let's go a few more. That's it. Now we go to this alcohol paradox. It's not paradox. I don't know call what. They call alcohol J-shaped curve. I don't think we have that one, do I? I do this one first. Let
Okay.
me
Do you have it on
share.
your
Can I
side? I
share?
don't have it
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Yeah. I'll take
I
this one
just
down.
share.
Let me get
Is
this
it
out of the
is it
way.
under?
No, I
Maybe
don't
two
have that one.
boxes.
I'll take this one down though.
Yeah. I just give the picture of it. Give me a second.
Yep, got it.
Okay, this is just in general alcohol in terms of consumption and mortality. It does benefit, but we don't go to that. But I just want to tell you about the shape and explain it in terms of to your brain. So what study shows is the low dose alcohol. You're looking at low dose is about 2.5 standard drinks and so forth.
Yes.
I think you know roughly that. It actually boosts your and nitric oxide. We know that it's known to cause vasodilation. That's why you feel red your face because
Okay.
it dilates your blood vessels, right? So increase blood flow. Okay, so you get better blood flow, and then helps to move the fluid easier, and
Yep.
then it also helps the aquaporins also to flow through, and you have
Yep.
temporary benefits.
Okay.
That's why it can help to clear it better. But if you looking at high dose or chronic dose, then
Yep.
you start to damage your microglia. I call gliosis. All your microglia can be damaged, and then long term, you're looking at chronic use. Then you can cause scarring of the microglia cells.
Yep.
That is not good. And you lost the polarity of aquaporins. Remember the one on the
Yes.
astrocytes? That part you lost, then you get less of this clearance, and you get poor sleep. Of course, you know alcohol if it's too much of it. So the timing and the doses doesn't matter if you decide I have alcohol.
How about
And
coffee? Have they done the same test with coffee?
I haven't
Because
seen the test with
I've stopped
coffee.
drinking coffee. I don't have coffee anymore.
Coffee is caffeine, is stimulant.
I've
You don't want to keep this
dandelion tea.
stimulant all the time. Coffee is
Yeah.
stimulant, so it's stimulant. Any stimulant drugs or any natural stuff stimulant all the time, you will cause your brain, especially things to do with brain, you'll cause your brain to build tolerance. First thing, when they build tolerance means that they shrink their receptors. They don't want to keep getting excited
Yeah.
to cause the what do you call the effect that you want. That's why
Yep.
they call it you become tolerant. Yeah. So if you're looking at this low dose in terms of this study, they are looking at American standard drink. So if I convert to Australian standard drink, let's say, low dose will be about 3.5 standard drinks or 70 kilos person adult.
Okay.
So it's around that. So it's still within our recommended, like no more than 4 drinks a day, right? So that one considered as low dose. Go higher than that, if you prolonged it, it will start to have impact on your lymphatic flow. And then, like you do for a month or so, this kind of chronic use, then it can start to scar your brain's cells in terms of this microglia and all this inflammation of glia cells and all this.
Okay.
Which is not a good thing. Yeah. So I think, so I think most people, I just give context of it. That's why the higher you go, then it becomes more on health risk. So this pattern, it applies to these lymphatic benefits as well.
Yeah.
So now we go to the last one, which is the nutritional lifestyle, or you want the restorative sleep. We'll explain that. So
you want to remove this one?
Slide 6.
Slide 6. Yep. Hold on.
Yep.
Here we go.
So the request last time asked me to put it up, so I put it up to make it easy. This omega-3, again, it's very potent for brains. The more I realize about how omega-3 fatty acids do to the brain, all this, the more I become more confident. It helps with what you call TB, stroke, all sorts of brain injury, traumatic injuries. Omega-3 fatty acids helps with all this. So what it does is it helps to restore the aquaporin channels, the end feed of it.
Oh, so like repairs them?
It becomes,
maintains them?
it becomes more of it and more responsive of it.
Yeah, okay. So omega-3 fatty acids,
it calms inflammation. And the good thing I like about this is it inhibits MMP9. MMP9 is, if you talk about cancer, it's a very significant enzyme. This enzyme helps to dissolve the what do you call the capsule you build around the tumor by your own natural defense, so that it can start to spread, metastasize. It's very important in cancer, this one, just to remind. But
when does,
in this area,
can I just ask, where can you get omega-3 from, or is it just from supplements, or can you actually get it from somewhere else?
Yeah, food. If you want food, it'll be oily fish, what do you call salmon. But actually, the canned one, pound per pound, you get more of it, like sardines and all this.
Sardines?
You have more, actually, Sardines, mackerel, they are more oily fish. There's the oily one, they have more of it. And this enzyme inhibits this one is to stop it from neurodegenerative process, because they do generate this kind of things towards blood-brain barrier. So basically, with MMP9, it can degrade the blood-brain barrier. So this omega-3 fatty acids inhibits this enzyme.
Yeah.
And this enzyme also involved a lot in cancer. So you can see how omega-3 can benefit that as well.
I think we got sardines in the boot. We've been carrying around sardines most of the way around Australia.
Sardine is very undervalued stuff, but you look it up, sardines, they have quite a lot of omega-3s as well.
Yeah.
And then anthocyanins, my favorite, the blue, black, purple stuff. The more I study about it, the more I realize that it highly benefits brain. Alzheimer, dementia, whatever you call.
With berries, was that also beetroot? I watched a thing today. Someone was
anything
doing a
purple
talk about beetroot. Anything purple.
Purple are the color of these anthocyanins. Purple, blue, black. Sometimes it's so intense it becomes like black.
Yeah.
Like black, also anthocyanin, very concentrated. Queen's garnet, if you can get, this is one of the most concentrated anthocyanins in fruits. And then it helps with vascular, so your blood vessel become better, and then you protect your blood-brain barrier through MMP9 inhibition, and then it supports your blood-brain barrier. So very undervalued purple stuff. If you have every day, have purple stuff, like I try to have 1 cup of blueberries a day.
Oh, really?
It's very, 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 very good for my digestive health as well on top of it, because it feeds your good gut bacteria. Yeah. So magnesium, we talk a lot about it, the glycinate or the threonate. We always talk about threonate. It actually helps with deep sleep support. Yeah, it helps with
Magnesium glycinate.
mm, it
Okay. Is
helps
there
with
anything natural you can get that from?
magnesium found in anything that is green, foliage,
Green.
anything that is green leafy, you have magnesium in it. Or you have
Okay.
chlorophyll, you have magnesium in it. So this is how you know it's very easy to get from green leafy. If you get a lot of green leafy, you get that one. Yeah. And then you have glycine. Glycine, it's amino acids that is not mandatory. Your body can make it, but it helps you because if you take something with glycine, with protein stuff, then you can have lower, cooler body temperature. You get better sleep if you have a lower, cooler body temperature when you're sleeping. Yeah. So that's why we like aircon and all this, because it lowers your body temperature as well. And it helps you to have a better slow wave of the sleep. You know the one, the slow, what you call slow wave sleep are the deep sleep.
Yeah.
And then the hydration, electrolytes. We know about this normal thing, electrolytes, and sleeping position.
This is
I
amazing.
didn't know
Side
that. This
sleep.
is just discovered. This is the newer one I discovered. Side sleep is the best. It enhances clearance the most. And then the
Wow.
other one is back. We go by the best, okay? And then the other
Yep.
one is back with supine. And then the worst is the stomach on, which is prone. I mean, it's very
Okay.
uncomfortable anyway in the first place. So you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
see
yeah.
the clearance also differs,
I
even the
never sleep on
position.
my
Makes
stomach.
sense.
Does
Yeah,
anyone sleep on their stomach here? I never sleep on my stomach.
yeah.
Yeah. Side.
You don't
Okay,
see much of
great.
it. Yeah, side.
No.
I think most people already naturally, even animals, sleep on the side when
Yeah,
they're
it's
most
true.
relaxed. Unless they're
Yeah.
alert, it's different. Sometimes the dog, once it remains alert, they don't do that. They'll sleep on, the normal position.
Yeah.
But when they're really relaxed, they sleep on the side, they say. You know why now as well. This thing
I'm
happens in
wondering.
animal kingdom also. The mammalians, at least I know. Yeah.
The
And
morning
then
light. I love this.
morning
I tell you,
light.
in the bus now in the summer, I wake up with the dawn. Like I
Yeah.
woke up at 5:30 this morning because the bus is full of morning light. It's beautiful.
And then you get your circadian rhythm reset every morning, so that your body will know the clock of your sleeping cycle, and then your what do you call the waking cycle and sleeping cycle. They can what do you call coordinate your cortisol better, your melatonin better when you have exposed to morning light, especially your eyes. Some people say they want to see in the. I don't recommend because sometimes it can damage. Depends on
Oh, here we got
how you
Margie.
know.
Margie always goes to sleep on her stomach. This is Margie from Margie's Mugs. Go to the cafelockdout.com. She makes all the mugs. We've got more mugs for hers to go up too. She's terrific.
Wow. Yeah, and then exercise and all this has improved your blood vessels, what they call the blood pressure and all this vagal tone. Most people know about it. Okay, I think that's all for today. We got more interesting things
Oh,
to talk
is
about.
that it? Okay. Well, let's see.
Yes,
Let's
it's
see what
quite
happens now.
straightforward
So we're
today.
doing a shorter thing today. We want to
Oh, I got
see.
something to add. Hang on, just two
Yeah,
more.
sure. Take your
Just
time.
forgotten. L-theanine, I think I mentioned before. L-theanine is very undervalued. It comes from green tea. I didn't add that one. And
So green tea is really good for you because everyone keeps saying it. So
a lot.
what's it made from? What is it
L-theanine
made
and
from rice or?
GCG. Green tea is from green tea plant.
It's a green tree plant. I actually don't know.
It's it's
I
it's
just know
it's
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 green
a
tea,
kind
but I
of
don't actually know what
plant.
it's made
It's a
from.
kind of plant that use the leaf to brew. That's why you get tea, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then the L-theanines you can mix with magnesium, so it's easy because L-theanine actually calming has a very good calming effect naturally. And then the
Yeah.
magnesium can help you to sleep better at the same time. Both, if you use it, many supplements they combine together, the magnesium and the L-theanine.
Okay.
And then the other one is simple, is chamomile tea. These
Chamomile
are all
tea.
to help you to
Yeah.
get to sleep.
Yeah, I understand.
And then you stay sleep. Usually, if you don't have any other underlying issues, it should be a problem. Should not be a problem.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
So here you go.
There you
About
go.
sleeping, simple yet under appreciate.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
what is the most things that people are coming in with now? Is it sleeping problems, or are you still getting a lot of people coming in with brain fog?
Yeah, sleeping problem, brain fog, not so much. I think sleeping problem can be more.
Oh, for the people who don't know, Lee is actually a pharmacist, so he's doing with that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. First question: can you ask him what tea he recommends that is good for the brain? It looks like it's green tea.
Green tea, yeah.
Any others?
It's because of the EGCG also, not just the theanine. EGCG is highly beneficial.
Oh, here we go. Lisa
Yeah,
Cormer. Green
Camellia
tea is from the
sinensis.
Camellia sensis plant.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a
Oh,
botanical name. Yes.
question: does fluoride in water supply damage the brain? Do you know anything about that?
Oh yes, fluoride. If you look it up, is neurotoxic by itself.
Yeah. So it's bad.
Neurotoxic. If you look at the history, it's very interesting. It's a byproduct of industry. I can't remember exactly what. I looked at a documentary before that they cannot get rid of it because fluoride is so toxic. In US, that's at least I know, based on documentary. And then they found out that, oh, we can release in the water so that it can get rid of it, and claiming that's good for your teeth. But by the way, fluoride does really strengthen your teeth though. It does. It helps your teeth to attract this to make this calcium what do you call, hydroxyperoxide, whatever. There is a kind of structure it makes to make your teeth become stronger. But too much of it can be brittle. You need to
Okay.
understand that. Yes. So it's not, say, bad in terms of teeth. That's why
Yeah.
it's not for swallowing. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, you put in water, it means you swallow it. And you
Oh,
can't
there's
just boil it up.
Diana Page wants to know if there's a certain brand of green tea that's best. Should you get it from Asian shops instead of supermarkets?
The supermarket is quite general, but if you understand about Asian shops, some of them, if you want a really good one, you get the powder form called matcha green tea.
Which one was that again?
I think it's a grounded in the powder form, less brewed.
Oh, it's a
So more
powder form.
antioxidant. Yeah, is it called matcha, right? I always pronounce it, but I don't know if correct or not.
Put it in the private
Yeah,
chat. And I'll put it up.
MATCHA. I think most people know about
MAT.
it.
Yeah, okay. There's a big question here.
Yeah,
Do you
EGCG.
ECG? Yeah, EGCG.
It's a long name, yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly, yeah. It can
Wow.
cross
Okay.
the brain barrier, yeah.
Yeah.
Just be careful if you take EGCG supplements. You don't want to take more than what it recommend, because in some rare instances, which I've seen few even in my life, it can damage your liver, that cause liver to cause necrosis, and you need transplant.
Yeah.
So it's a well-known. I think Herbalife have some cases before because they have product with that, and it was documented in one of the toxicology reports of herbal stuff. EGCG is one of the quite common poisoning. So it does put strain on your liver.
Okay.
So you don't take too much. It's potent. Don't take too much.
Yeah.
Whatever. I think recommend like about 400 milligrams, not more than 600. I can't remember now. But don't more than that, because it can put strain on the liver. In
So
some
moderation.
rare instances, then it can damage your liver and cause it to die, necrosis. It's a serious life-threatening issues if it starts with that. Yeah. You can look at YouTube. There's already few instances they talk about that.
How about red wine? A lot of people rave on about red wine. Do you know anything about that? If that's
red wine is fermented of the grapes that breaks down so much of the polyphenols. They are high in these polyphenols called anthocyanins. Again, there are others, anthocyanins, but the whole family, like flavonoids, and they are the one that are particularly helpful in very potent antioxidants.
Wow.
So that's why you have this French paradox thing. But remember, it's red wine though, not white wine.
Yeah, red wine. So white wine, isn't it? It's red wine. So
It's
the
red.
purple
The
again,
redness
basically
of
the
the
color, the
wine,
redness.
the color of it is very rich in these polyphenols.
Oh, so
yes, that's a good one. Yeah, you want to separate from taking anything that has what do you call, minerals type of mineral type, like calcium, magnesium, iron, all these, because the tannins can reduce absorption, in particularly iron. My dad has low iron because he loved drink green tea so much that
Oh,
the doctor
really?
asked him not to drink while he's taking his meals and all this. Because it does, especially if you're older people, because you already have limited absorption capacity. And
Wow.
this high quality green tea, all this, I mean general green teas have quite a lot of tannins. That's why you feel the kind of what they call this astringent taste. That's from the
Yes, yeah.
tannin. Yeah, the green
Astringent,
tea.
yeah.
Mm.
Are there some of the so just Alicia wanted to she must have missed it about wine being good for the heart. So she just wanted to,
Red wine.
yeah, not the white
But
wine.
you need to balance against your body able to handle the alcohol.
Yeah, so yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
everything must be in the context, because if the alcohol damage more of your blood vessels because of excess, your body doesn't have a good clearance system to detox the alcohol properly, then
Mm,
that damages, just like the lymphatic. If you have too much of it, it cannot handle in the brain, it will cause toxic to your neuron cells. That will
mm-hmm.
backfire. So it's a J-shaped curve relationship. Similarly, like wine has alcohol as well. Yeah.
I wonder if fasting helps the brain then as well. Because
Oh,
it's
it
like,
does, because fasting it causes what do you call this? Autophagy and mitophagy. Autophagy is just the microphages, the cleaning, what do you call the cells, the immune cells that clean up stuff, clean up
mm-hmm.
all these damaged tissues and all these spike proteins, infected cells to clear them up. And then the mitophagy is specifically clearing up the mitochondria of the damaged cells to allow new mitochondria to form. They do both.
Yeah.
I mean, fasting, yes.
Well,
That's why it's
while
very
wait,
effective.
I just want to go
Intermittent
back to
fasting.
this. This is what uh for the people coming in now, this is what Lee talked about early on. It's just been discovered that the brain has a cleaning system. So at night, your brain cleans itself with it's basically uh,
Yeah.
a liquid water going through and just cleaning out your brain. That's why you feel so refreshed in the morning. And they've only just discovered it. It's amazing.
Not
A
too long ago.
question here from Christine. Hey, Christine. Question: how long does Lee recommend to fast for?
If you don't have any medical condition that contradicts or under supervision, I mean, fasting, I recommend if you never fast, you want to first thing you want to do intermittent fasting from 12 hours. It's quite easy to achieve 12 hours, I would say.
Mm,
To for ideally in terms of research is 14 to 16 hours to have this autophagic effect.
14
You
to
want the
16 hours.
14 to 16. You don't have to do too much. There's a thing, you want to get the benefit, you don't have to do like whole day fast, because this kind of whole day fast, all this, my concern is in some people they can backfire because it can shift epigenetics. Means that epigenetics is information they can program into cell in a way that they cause them to reproduce of certain information they put on. Let's say if you are doing fasting that's extreme way, the body recognizes as not fasting as starvation. Okay,
Oh,
so
I
they will
see.
reprogram your fat cells, all the cells next time to
Yeah,
become very, very vigilant to hoard energy, any calories they can hoard, and they will hoard it by programming. It's not because of how much food you eat anymore. That's why you hear
yeah,
some people, they say, I eat a little bit, I become fat even. There are people like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
And it can be programming from a mother pregnant that suffer famine before. It is that kind of programming can happen even in a utero or in the mothers,
yeah.
what I mean, can pass down. There are evidence to show that.
So,
So
but the evidence shows that 14 to sort of 16 hours.
I
That's
suggest
when.
that in general, that kind of way, it will not shift epigenetics. That is real concern. That's one of the reasons why the biggest loser, in general, these people, they fail. Because they do this kind of strenuous exercise, all this putting pressure on body without proper nutrition,
Yeah,
and it can shift epigenetics towards starvation mode in a way,
yeah.
so that they gain back the weight very fast after that. I think there's a pattern there in the biggest losers. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Here, Christine says she forced herself to fast for 3 days, and she did. She
Not for
didn't feel good.
everyone. You need to know what you're doing, and
I do
if
know a
you
lot of
are
people that fast for a
properly
long time.
supplemented,
Yeah.
yeah, but not for everyone. There are real risks that if you are, chances I believe is malnourished conditions, because it's like this, your body is so intelligent that it can pick up that when you are starving, your profile of your body is certain kind of conditions, and they will remember that. That's why it's called programming, epigenetics, and they will have some kind of memory put into the cell to behave certain way next time when you're no longer fasting, and that is a real concern.
Yeah, so if you fasted for a long time, it might think we're like in the caveman era where you haven't managed to find any food, and so when you find food, it just pounds on the weight in order
It
to
can be
survive
different.
the next.
Yes, it can be different if you always nourish it properly and they don't feel the threat even you fast. It's different again.
Okay, yeah.
So
So you
the
have to
body knows how
somehow
to read
convince your
this
brain
condition.
that you're actually doing it for health reasons.
Not really
No.
convinced. Literally, you supplement the brain.
Okay.
Like when you want to get back to after you fast for period, whatever, you know how to supplement the right nutrition straight away instead of just loading with carbs. Example, because
Yeah.
those people that have malnourished, they sometimes have a lot of carbs. Even they are still malnourished because they don't have proteins, right?
Yeah.
Example. So
Because there was
that kind of behavior can change your epigenetics.
yeah. Because they had
Yeah,
I remember Muslim people, don't they have isn't it Muslims have the 40-day where they go
but they
40
train
days
from very
fasting?
young though.
Yeah,
It's
but
a pattern
they
they
eat in the
train.
evening. They just don't
Yes, that's
they
right.
eat in the
They
evening.
don't fast like 24 hours.
No. No, it's just the
Exactly.
day.
See,
Yeah.
so most culture is like that. You see, most culture is something somewhere around. You eat something, right? They have
Yes.
something. What? So
But
so
that's
if you
actually
go
really
full
healthy
fast,
then.
it is
Yeah.
actually it is scientifically that one is safer in terms of epigenetic switch they call,
Yeah.
because no one really knows. Even I mean, like, I'm just giving some because I do know that food does a lot of role in shifting epigenetics. So
Okay.
choices of food, the quality of your nutrients in there will tell your body how to behave next time.
Yeah.
And
So the
that's why
body
you see
learns.
those immigrants, you see American as example, Mexico Americans, all this, they say why the diabetes are so high in this population group, because in their countries they don't have enough nutrition. So when they come to
Okay.
America, there's so much food in terms of fast food and all this, right?
Yeah.
They swells up, they gain weight very fast. You see, they are like
Yeah.
morbid obese type. But back home, they don't have that.
No. No. When I was
So
in Japan, I don't think I ever saw a fat Japanese person in the whole
exactly.
time I was a week
So
there. I literally didn't see one.
so you can see Japan as fat if you see America and they start to introduce that kind of diet, it shift their genetics as well. That also can
Yeah.
shift by eating lifestyle. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing today. I mean, they had a big speech for the defense, where he's telling all the soldiers and the generals, you're not going to be fat anymore. There's going to be two things a year, and you have to meet the height. Well, I don't know what you can do
Mm.
about the height, but you have to meet the weight. So because he says we're
Yes.
getting, I mean, it sounds like they're preparing for war, to be honest. But
Mm.
it's, I thought it was actually really healthy. I mean, what's the point of having an army
They have to.
if they're all obese? They can't fit into the tanks and stuff. What's the point of that? You know, you got to
Can't
build
fit
a
in the
bigger.
plane.
You have to build a
Your
bigger
jets.
trench. Yeah, yeah. You know.
Yeah, it does a lot of risk and everything. I mean, it adds a
Yeah,
lot of burden as well. Obviously, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So
Uh, I'm
gotta
just
make
seeing if
healthy
there's any more
again.
questions. That's about it, guys. So if you've got any more questions, let it know. Is there crocodiles can live up to a year without eating? Yeah, that's big fasting.
Yeah, they have a, that's why they are still here today.
Yeah, that's right.
They
That's
are
right.
with dinosaurs, the giant monster crocs, but today they're still there. They're just a mini size one because of
Do you ever
the
see any when you're up
surrounding.
in Darwin? Do you ever come across them much? Crocodiles?
Uh, Face to face, no. If I can see, I can go further up the rural areas. Then you can see, yeah.
Wow. I know we saw
Sometimes
one
rare
when we were in
instance you can
Toronto.
see it in a harbor or something. You can see also.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, And the other thing too is the carnivore diet. A lot of people are on that. What are your thoughts on the carnivore diet?
Carnivore diet, like I mentioned, I think I mentioned past as well, depends on your gut bacteria. So
Here's one.
you can try, but you need to see the real reason of carnivore diet is they call this byproduct called TMAO. If you look it up, they are known to cause carcinogens. And the polyphenols, the plant food, the bacteria is the one that can shift that to make the TMAO become less reactive.
Yeah.
That byproduct has known to cause carcinogen. That's how they link red meat with cancer.
Okay.
And of course, excessive is just one of the picture.
Yeah.
So the carnivore diet, my concern is that part.
Yeah.
But in terms of Eskimo, all this I don't understand because their gut bacteria definitely from ages, generations are very different.
Oh, well, that's completely different, isn't it? I mean, there's no plants out there for them to eat.
Yeah, exactly. But if you ask someone in the city or whatever, straight away carnivore diet, chances are you can. But by the way, the TMO you can measure though, so you can ask them to really measure it and see how it goes because down the road this TMO can become cancerous.
I
It's a
just have
kind
another
of
question here.
acid
Sorry,
byproduct.
I've been a bit crook today. Can you reverse Alzheimer's? JJ Freedom. Hey, mate.
When you already diagnose, I don't think
That's
you
too late.
can because the entanglement is very complicated. It's a whole big mess of it. And that kind of mess, unless you surgically remove it, probably, but it just mess up your brain circuitry, your brain mess up your brain communication. It's just a big mess there, stick there, and you can't just clean it up because even the water that your fluid that flows, it doesn't flush it out because it sticks to the proteins of your what do you call the brain matters, whatever. That's why it's so important not to allow it to stick by having daily flushing out period when you have deep sleep.
Yeah. Here's another question here. What does Lee think of zeolite powder?
Powder. Zeolite. There are a lot of people they use for detox spike protein and all this. Is there evidence? I don't see any studies done on zeolite. Zeolite, is it? I did years ago. I did some readings, quite a lot of readings about zeolite in terms of spike protein or the graphene oxide and all this. And I found out that zeolite is it highly negatively charged because it does matters how it behaves because spike protein is highly positively charged. And I can't remember the graphene oxide. I think is another. It sometimes is just because of the physical property, it doesn't allow it to want to stick together. But zeolite has a lot of potential in doing a lot of things. It is known to detox stuff because things can bind to it. And but to spike protein, you need evidence. If not, you can't claim it because it doesn't mean that if you have something that they can detox, like what they call heavy metal means you can detox spike protein. It doesn't equate that way. So understand that is very important. But I can't remember. I did quite studies about it that shows that theoretically, based on the physical properties, like the charges and all this, it doesn't likes to come together each other.
Okay.
That's
Another
based on
question here from
physical properties.
Thelm. If I eat late at night, will I digest in my sleep? Because a lot of people say you shouldn't eat late at night.
2 to 4 hours. I mean, the minimum I would say 2 hours before sleep because you see one thing also when you are digesting more of the stuff in your stomach when you sleep, you actually you can't use the energy to do something else. Your body actually separate the energy. When you rest, you must rest. You know your brain needs to do repairing. The cycle of the sleep, there are different stages. When you are deep sleep, your brain are not metabolically active to do the cleaning. It's a lymphatic cleaning. So it's the different stages of the sleep. I think the other one is an earlier stage when it starts to doze off. There's a part that it starts to do the cleaning in terms of the cellular metabolism and all this cleaning. It's different from the lymphatic flushing. And if you have food that you need to digest, chances are you won't digest that well. And then it will become your storage for fat. You will gain. Okay, I'll tell you one thing. You gain weight very fast if you eat late night, and then if you eat late night, pretty much regardless of what you eat, somehow there's a pattern there.
Oh,
You gain
okay.
weight very fast. And the
Wow.
reason is, I believe, is because your body doesn't want to focus on digestion. They want to
Yeah.
sleep and rest.
Yeah.
Everyone
It has
wants to
other
cause
has
working.
other work to do.
You're forcing him to do.
Yeah.
And chances are you get indigestions, and then you get what they call reflux,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because the
Okay.
acid just keep, and then you're not digesting properly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's interesting.
understanding that, yeah, our body, it's very, what they call, on task. They cannot ask them to do something on a certain day or whatever. It doesn't
Yeah.
want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more focused on this. How about Joanne wants
What
to
about
question, what about
nattokinase?
nattokinase?
Nattokinase, I know, is good to detoxify proteins. There's been evidence in terms of, I saw the studies that it can dissolve the spike proteins high
Mm-hmm.
enough the dose, then it can mix it, fragments it. That's the only one has shown to do
No problem,
to
JJ.
dissolve the spike protein by itself. Yeah.
Yeah. It's coming through here. Uh, so they've got vitamin B suffering. Uh, gut turns off when you sleep. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
There's yeah. Now the other thing too is you're looking to get because you often say supplements, and we suggested as a pharmacist you might actually get in the next month or so a parcel with all the supplements you recommend in it. So do you think you'll end up doing that?
Needs to source it. That's a challenge for me. Need to source
Mm.
it, and we will do like a what do you call pre-order, so that we can
Mm-hmm.
get enough order, so that we can get the right price, and then we can get get it. The thing is, with Australia, with supplements type, you need those TGA approved manufacturer to get it to make into supplement instead of food. There are two
Okay.
grades. Food is very easy. Food,
Yeah.
you do not need this TGA approved, what they call manufacturing and all this. So that is a part that I want to work on it, make sure I can get, and it will be something ongoing because I really passionate in this area as well. Definitely
Yeah.
we will do. We might
So
do
it'll
our own
take time.
formulation as well. Our own formulation as well, because I know what to put it in as well. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fascinating. So you'd actually manufacture it.
Yeah. I mean, they will source for you. Basically, they'll put it together in the capsules though.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
the one I need to find. Not just like selling this exactly the same from someone. You just put the brand in that one. I mean, you still
Mm.
can, but I prefer to do something more effective with some kind of combination, so that you don't
Mm.
have to buy so many supplements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, the other thing too, while we're doing here, we were talking before, but this is something completely different. What are your thoughts on the digital ID in England? Are you concerned because it's coming here too?
Oh, it will come here sooner or later. It's part of the plan, and this thing has been planned for many ages. It's not something they just think suddenly. It's
No.
planned, and somehow you can escape for a while, but ideally is you want to have your own independent system. Many people
Mm.
talk about having your own homestead, growing your own food. That's the first thing. Without the food you cannot live. So
Mm.
definitely I'm looking at acquiring some kind of agriculture or whatever. Later we have our own food system producing. That's something I love as well.
Oh,
And
really?
mm, I will have some kind of form of this, so that we can have consistent food without needing
Yeah.
depending on all these bigger, what they
Supermarkets and
call,
stuff, and
supermarkets and all this. Not necessarily you need, but you do need quite a lot of knowledge to get the food that is sustainable and without pesticides, and it
mm.
is in bigger, what they call, they produce more
Mm.
fruitful. That is
Mm.
the challenge part there.
There's a question there from Jan Murphy. Hey, Jan, what is good for heartburn, please, Lee?
Heartburn, heart. Okay, by the way, most heartburn actually it's not because you're too much stomach acid. It's
Oh,
your stomach acid at the wrong place.
oh,
Yes. So means that sometimes people with heartburns, all this, they might need to add some acid to improve the digestions.
Okay.
This I did pass with my clients and all this. But in regards to this heartburn, let's say, okay, most of the time it's about meal, of a meal, the meal size, the timing of the meals. If you want to deal with the root cause, I mean, like you can go to pharmacy, you get the answer already, like Mylanta, all this, it neutralizes acid. But you need to be aware, anyone that neutralizes your acids, they are quite a while ago, their study shows that if you take PPI consistently, which is proton pump inhibitor, the one that suppresses acid productions, you will have independent higher risk of cardiovascular disease.
Wow.
It is in the article. You can look it up. Independent risk. My thinking is because you have, this is all about clearing system again. We talk about lymphatic brain, right? So if you have the acid that is not sufficient, when you have proteins, what happens? If you have partially digested proteins in your gut area, what happens? It putrefies.
No, I don't know. Oh.
It's not digested properly, right? So
Yeah.
it's still there. You need to be aware of this. And this kind of purification, all this, a lot of TMAO, all this kind of highly toxic stuff that generated and your body absorbs into it. It can cause long-term problems.
People are saying here bicarb and apple cider vinegar in the
Okay,
water.
Okay, I explained to you why. Bicarb actually help to neutralize some of the acid. It's a good start, okay? And then the vinegar is actually helps you to make more acid also. It's a very interesting combination, you see.
Yeah. And is it
But
any vinegar or apple?
helps you
Because
to
a lot of people
digestion.
say apple cider vinegar. Or is there any particular
Vinegar itself will do. Vinegar itself, apple cider has other benefits in terms of in terms of health benefit, but in terms of the digestive process and all this triggering, producing digestive enzymes, not just acid, vinegar can do that. Like if you want to have proper digestions, produce better acids, you start with maybe your bicarb can, if you have symptoms, the bicarb can slowly taper down. Ideally, you want to have just with half an hour before meals, you have like 1 teaspoon of vinegar, any kind of vinegar you like. And then you will see that the next half an hour, whatever, you get better stomach acid productions, and then you have better digestions. But assuming that the problem is not because of like weight can cause reflux as well because of pressure on the diaphragm, too close to bedtime, or all this as well, because not properly digesting food, so it comes back down. And some medicine also can weaken your, what do you call, the sphincter of your stomach. Calcium channel blocker in particular on my brain, like amlodipine and all this. It can weaken your sphincter. So multifactorial, but in general, is if you don't have that kind of conditions, usually if it's just the wrong acid in the wrong place, and it's something that is triggering it, that's the part you want to correct it. So I just mentioned a few examples.
Lots of people asking here about digestion. Is it correct that everyone over 40 should take digestive enzymes prior to main meals?
Means that your pancreas has been suffering, you have diabetes or some kind of pancreatitis, because digestive enzyme mostly produced by your pancreas, or what do you call it, grind and all this different one. And
so the pancreas that creates bile, because this woman's asking here, please ask Lee
is
if
it? Is it? I thought liver that produce bile. Gallbladder is the one holding the
bile is
bile.
sometimes the cause of heartburn. So is bile the cause of heartburn? But I think you've already said
Sluggish bile, you can, because everything's sluggish. All these questions, they are not like clear things. You need to see the whole system. Sometimes I find this quite explain the whole thing.
Yeah. So it's not
we might
thing.
one day we talk about digestive probably, because you see, I can tell you that it's going to be thyroid issues even. I was going through so many things in my mind, that because when you have sluggish thyroid, let's say everything, you feel cold coming on your hands, all this, your whole body system sluggish, especially your bowel will be sluggish. That's one of the reasons also why people have their gallbladder removed, because of sluggish bowel. They didn't fix a problem, they get gallstones a lot. But even if a gallbladder removed, you just push the problem further upwards. You still can get blockage. Who say it doesn't get blockage? You still can get.
Wow.
So it's not,
Wow.
it's a quick fix, temporary, because remove all the rocks and everything,
Yeah.
stones, but you still have the vulnerability. You just that don't have that gall. And in fact, you can't have quite a lot of fat because it cannot hold. You don't have gallbladder to hold the bowel.
How about that one? Or is that too simple too? Does the overuse of things like Gaviscon stop the gut absorbing vitamin B?
Gaviscon, stop the gut. Gaviscon is quite thick. It does have what do you call this? I need to think something on top of my head. So many things. Alginate. It's the seaweed thing that makes the rough. I'm talking about Gaviscon brand. I think all their products have this alginate, and this alginate is quite gel-like layer. All this, I'm not sure whether they can reduce the absorption of nutrients because they are seaweed. You know, this actually stop this fast. What do you call for trauma? There is a type of dressing they call alginate dressing that quickly stop bleeding very fast. Because of this, they swell like into gel. This is seaweed based alginate. And this kind of thing might impact your absorption to a certain degree, but I do not know how significant. I haven't looked into it yet. But in general, all this what do you call this? Mylanta type of stuff, it can impair absorption to a certain degree because they have aluminum in it. It can form bindings like especially your antibiotics like your doxycycline. It can affect it. This is just example of it giving you. And also it can affect your absorption of your iron and all this. So
Okay.
if you're taking simple thing is you're taking all this kind of thing for your gut in terms of for your reflux, all this, you want to do it 2 hours apart. Make it a simple rule. So this kind of complication doesn't appear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that seems to be the questions coming in. Is there anything else you'd like to chat about tonight, Lee? While we're still waiting for any more questions coming in, but that looks about it.
I don't know. This thing keeps coming to my mind. You remember? I don't know whether you can open up to even more things to say, but I can give some. Remember
Sure.
about this about Tylenol thing with pregnancy?
Yeah,
I've been doing a lot of
absolutely. Talk
reading.
about
I'm
that.
reading a lot of readings, and a lot of people are concerned, worried, this and that.
Tylenol, yeah.
Yeah, Tylenol is a paracetamol, acetaminophen in America. It's a long name.
Yeah.
Paracetamol. And talk about pregnancy. Is there evidence that it can cause neurodevelopment? What do you call slow down? It's well known that paracetamol metabolite in the brain called AM404. If you look it up, it can activate your. I just talking about observation of your cannabinoid receptor CB1, and this is a very important receptor that if you keep activating it, it can affect your neurodevelopment. This is in mouse studies only about byproduct of your paracetamol. This is why they show this observation in quite a large studies, because chances are, I believe these studies, those people, because they're self-reporting, okay, and I've seen because they say there is paracetamol is category A, right? So it's very safe. People assume it, so you can take extra more also. You can take extra long also. The real concern is the studies most likely is a lot of confounding factors plus overuse of it. I believe this is the case of what they found in the studies. And when you overuse of it, first thing is paracetamol. When you have poisoning, is because of the glutathione is depleted. Your most important antioxidant to detox paracetamol. This is the first thing. Then you get toxicity of paracetamol. It's called NAPQ1. That the metabolite is highly toxic. That is facts. I'm just talking about facts. And then the second metabolite I just mentioned is the one that can activate the CB1 receptors in your brain that affect neurodevelopment. This is what already well known in animal studies. The paracetamol toxicity in the liver, everyone knows that. I mean, it's a fact that they use NAC to detox to improve the glutathione storage, so the capacity, so that they can detox the paracetamol better. So you can see that there are other factors involved in that. And then how about whether the person is jabbed or not jabbed? Because they put strain on your liver again of your glutathione. especially those contains aluminum. So there are all the factors involved that potentially can cause this problem that we have read about it. But I wouldn't say that it is totally fine in terms of it's a context thing. So what I do studies, I'm reading, I'm going through calculations, even doing some calculations of, they recommend, even professionals, they recommend you don't take paracetamol more than 2 to 3 days. The reason, because you want to allow the mother to generate the glutathione back again. Right? You need the glutathione, you cannot deplete it. Especially the infant, the utero, the fetus in the utero. They are not fully developed liver. You don't expect them to generate a lot of the glutathione in themselves. It depends on the mother. And the paracetamol can cross placenta, can go to blood-brain barrier, can go to brain because it helps with pain. So it goes to brain.
Yes, that's
If
correct.
it doesn't go to brain, cannot help with pain. Makes total sense. And what you need to know is this paracetamol, you don't want the metabolite to be accumulative, first thing, which is the NADPQ, which is the most common one that causes liver toxicity. But so far, we don't see in terms of that problem. So it's not maybe that concern so far, but it can accumulative involved in that. The NAPQ, this part, good things is it doesn't found in the brain, even though it developed this metabolite. But it tends to cause damage to the liver though, if it's excess. This byproduct. So when you have more, they want to measure is the AM404 is a metabolite from this paracetamol that is metabolized in the brain, in the fetus, that can activate the CB1 receptors. That overactivation of these receptors, it can lead to neurodevelopment problem, including your prunings of your synapses, all very crucial kind of development. And that's why they say that the crucial months of brain development is in 3rd and 2nd trimester.
Okay.
So you have some kind of window or period to use if you really want to. This is just precaution thing because of what the studies shows now. It's not now. It's always has been there. Is no one paying. No one wants to bring it up. Of course.
Well, Karen wants to know: can paracetamol overdose kill? I've heard that it can.
Yeah, and it's a very horrible death. By the way, your organ shuts down one by one.
Oh,
it's very painful. Don't do. You Google it, then you know. It has a delay timing though. You think you're fine, but in within few days, if you don't, it cannot be reversible. That's why you need to go to hospital. Let's say you found out, first thing is they will do IV NAC to quickly pump quickly improve your glutathione to quickly detox as much as possible. When you reach a certain point of the damage to your liver will start to shut down.
Oh my God.
And that's why it's not that just simple as, take or don't take. Ideally, what I see is 2 to 3 days, and then I mean, if you want to be even safer, is I'm just thinking in my mind, you can just add NAC together, because NAC build glutathione, and 2 to 3 days is the amount of time for you to deplete your glutathione in general people, enough to need support.
Yeah, that's right. Someone in America took a ton to prove Trump was wrong, and now she's dying in hospital.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
That's the thing about things that people don't use common sense anymore.
Oh, one thing, Anna, she wants to know about activated charcoal. You have any thoughts on that?
Activated charcoal to bind to heavy metal, but heavy metal usually it won't found in your gut. This thing is in your gut area. So you're talking about you suspected food poisoning and all this, the toxins, it can help to bind to some of the toxins. It's a traditional way of helping to reduce the impact of food poisoning. Yeah, that's the thing I can see that it helps to reduce bloating also apparently. I think I read about it. Yeah.
Well, where's that? Oh, the other thing too. What about mushrooms? How did these mushrooms kill these people? What is it about the death cap mushrooms? Do you know anything about them? What?
I haven't read into it, but sounds like a lot of these mushrooms on. They are different. Some of them it can cause severe vomiting and all this. But I think it's more neurological things they can kill you. But I didn't see exact mechanism of it. But it does. Mushrooms can kill.
She's died, that
definitely.
woman in America. She and the baby died. That's so tragic.
I'm not surprised. If you look at the mechanism, NAPQ1 is very toxic metabolite.
Yeah.
That's why they put the Panamax paracetamol, what they call 100 tablets now, behind the counter. Because people are taking too much of it. Yes, we become pharmacists only now. 100 tablets of paracetamol.
So you have to actually ask you can buy 50.
But no 100. So I can buy 2 boxes of 50, right?
Maybe
I don't know how they think. I don't know. Yeah. But
are you allowed to buy 2 boxes of 50, or is it limited to 50 per person? Do you have to go to another pharmacy to get the other 50?
how religious the pharmacist is.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like medicines are all considered poison. It's dose dependent. Just know these facts. Okay? And you will be surprised how much paracetamol overdose in a hotline when people call and all this. Or end up in hospital even.
Yeah. It's so
because
sad.
People think that it's safe because it is category A or it is, over the counter.
Yeah.
But you can. They
were selling it in supermarkets for a while. They were selling it in supermarkets for a while. I don't know if they've stopped that.
Like 20 tablets or something.
Yeah, something like that. You could buy it in supermarkets. Yeah. Thing. Anyway. All right. Anything else, Lee, or we'll call it a night? Anything else you want to bring up?
I think this context I just mentioned, I think it's important for people to know in terms of pregnancy. But I believe that not necessarily always you need to have paracetamol. Especially when you have fever. Fever is one of the best mechanisms to contain the virus and fry the virus. You cook the virus.
Yes, so you should let the fever run its course. Really,
yeah, flu virus, cold virus, even COVID, they cannot stand like 38 degrees, which is your fever.
That's why I had COVID.
That's why
I
they
had
colonize
the whole day. I had
most of this COVID virus. They colonize around your nasal passage because 34 degrees.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty perfect temperature. If you go 37, they start to feel stress.
And you go to 38.
That's why they cannot grow that properly. Yes.
Yeah.
That's why
when I had COVID,
that's why you need fever.
Years ago, when I had COVID, or if it was COVID, I had fevers like for 12, 15 hours, which is fevers. It's amazing, So that must be my body fighting it.
Yeah. And if you can handle the fever without dehydrated, the most important, dehydration, because the real concern is fever, I say only one thing, is dehydration, and then for susceptible people to cause seizures, which can happen. Happened to one of my neighbors when I'm very young. I mean, like forever permanent brain damage. So that is sad. That's why I remember all the time. But in general, if you feel healthy, you don't feel anything, you're hydrated, you move around, fever does wonders things.
Oh, there's Lee's Patreon. So there's a lot more information there. So if you're looking for more information, go to his Patreon there. Lots and lots of stuff. Oh, here's an interesting thing. This Nettie, she's in Japan. She believes that viruses do not exist. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think they exist?
Virus? Depends on how you... What do you mean by virus, though?
Well,
virus, it doesn't fulfill the criteria as life form.
Okay.
It doesn't fulfill the criteria of life form. I think it cannot reproduce by itself.
Wow.
It needs a host. It needs a hijack machinery of the host to produce.
Okay.
So it cannot, without the host, virus doesn't exist.
Okay.
Of any of the hosts.
So a virus that kills its host is a young virus that hasn't learned to, because I've heard our bodies are full of viruses that just live within us.
Yeah. And there's always been there and doesn't cause problem like what tomato virus, carrot virus, all sorts of viruses. No one knows really what they're doing there.
Yeah. Oh, here's one question before we go. What do you think of Linus Pauling heart protocol of high vitamin
Oh, I
C?
love this. Oh, this JJ Freedom is very good at searching stuff. This is one of
Yeah.
the protocol I use for the heart, my heart patients. High dose vitamin C, look at Linus Pauling. If you're interested, look at Rough Institute. They have even more. Their mentor is from Linus Pauling, and this Belgium or German, I can't remember. Scientists, they do studies on reversing arteriosclerosis with high dose vitamin C, with lysine and proline and some micronutrients. But these are the main one, and they have evidence of it. 2.7 grams of vitamin C, including in their protocol. I still remember, and they reverse arteriosclerosis in 1 year with
Amazing.
medical imaging to prove it. But if they
Wow.
do have some micronutrients and all this, they are quite significant, like and what they call polyphenol, certain things, and then you have proline, lysine, which is the one that scaffolding. You, my Patreon, you got more information about all these healing endothelials, what they call blood vessels. By the way, long COVID or even the COVID and all this, you talk about spike protein exposure. The most important thing is your blood vessels you need to protect. Most of the death from COVID is from blood vessel problem. From
Really?
heart attack, stroke,
Yeah.
uh, even cancer involve blood vessels, because without blood vessels they cannot metastasize, they cannot kill you. Blood
Wow.
vessels, and this spike protein has damaged the blood vessels very badly. If you look at Shukra Bhakti, he says something, I can't remember now. He says something about how the spike protein damaged the blood vessels. It's
Yeah, I
beyond.
saw. Yeah, he's I watch him a lot. Yeah.
He's very straight though. You don't get surprised. His description is very details about the things that he say.
Yeah. He's getting
So
very despondent though. It's in his latest videos. I've seen him. He's very downhearted, you know,
yeah,
with the
because he
things that
sees so
happen.
many of the problems that he predicted, he
Yeah.
warned. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
definitely look after blood vessels. Everyone, I mean, including me, I have to look after the blood vessels, because your blood vessels the one that keep you alive. You are as healthy as your blood vessels. There's one
Wow.
doctor, professor, whoever someone said before. You are as healthy as your blood vessels. Remember that.
Wow. All right. That's a great place
Yeah.
to end it on. Guys, yep. Hey, man, maybe you should. Our book is out here. We got the first ones through here. It's quite a big book. These are essays I've written while I've been on the road, from early days at the shrine to here. And because we got them here, if you want them signed, we can get them here. It's from Sense of Place Publishing. It's on the back here, but that's from published by John Stapleton. And but yeah, we've got the booms here, so the link's there if you want to get a signed copy. Apart from that, I shall let you go. I call you Two Brains because you're too clever for one brain. Is it Two Brain Lee? Lee, the people's pharmacist. Lee, yeah. It's but it's not an insult, man. It's quite a thing. What do you think? What are you considering talking about next week?
It seems like I see that Peter McCullough, all these, some of the doctors are talking a lot about cancer. Probably I want to talk more about cancer. What do you think?
Well, that
Or
could
you
be a
want to hear more about,
no,
because it's going to
cancer
be,
could be a few shows because
yes,
cancer's
because
huge.
it's huge, huge, huge. I
Yeah,
mean, there is many layers there, I tell you.
yeah. Well, let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's do a few shows because it's going like crazy now. You know,
exactly. I keep
and
seeing
they're
the feed
seeing
of the
cancers
young
they've never
people.
seen before in their hands and stuff, and yeah, everything.
Mm, mm,
Yeah.
mm.
All right.
Definitely, yeah.
Yep. Everyone's thank you, Lee, brilliant. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's turbo cancers. Yeah, that's the one. I mean, we never heard of turbo cancers until the last few years, and
Yep.
now suddenly it's becoming the norm. All right,
Yeah.
guys. Thank you very much for that. There's going out with some samples from the album stuff, and we're getting a lot of stuff done on the website to try help fund podcasters. This is something new coming along. We're almost there. Kevin in New Zealand is been working on it like crazy, and we'll have something to show people soon. And it's basically like getting a supply line for frontline freedom fighters, a way to try get some money in their pockets, like for Robin and the White Rabbit, Hoodie, all of them, really. You know what I mean? So we've been working a lot on that. We'll have more to say soon. But before we do that, go out with this. Lee, did you want to say a prayer before we go, or do you want to do it privately?
No, we can do it later.
Yep, no worries. Okay. Take care, my brothers and sisters, and I shall see you. What's today? Wednesday. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Oh, and this.
Come to start a war, and we didn't come to hate. Instead, we came to remind you that we were still your mates. Then all alone in that lonely car, I heard her sing a lullaby. Then all alone in that lonely car, I heard her singing a lullaby.
Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Daddy's gonna buy you a mockingbird.
There's a sun that seems to be shining upside down, and around